Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron Reed. I'm here to do the Celtic Cross reading for the energy report for this week. Have you taken my quiz yet? Have you taken it? Because it is so good and it will show you where you need to love yourself this much more in those 7 energies. We're doing the 7 energies oracle today. So I want you to go run and take that quiz after. There'll be a link somewhere. Okay, now let's talk about what this actually is, right? So this is less of a prediction, although I kind of am making a pseudo prediction because I'm basically giving you, like a weather person, the energetic weather of the collective for the week ahead, okay? So that means all of us are somehow going to be influenced by these things, kind of just like the astrology that's affecting the planet. I'm showing you the energy that's actually active in the collective, okay? And then tomorrow you're gonna have the Astro Oracle reading where it gets really nice and intimate for you specially. So make sure you watch tomorrow's video too. So we're gonna start with the Celtic Cross spread, and how this works is I'm going to pull the one card that'll help us see ourselves reflected in that one card first. Then I'm going to go around and a typical tarot spread, and I kind of mix it up a little bit at the end. So just follow along, and we're going to look at the first position. The first position is the one that reflects what's happening with us right now. And this is an interesting card. It represents the third energy that's all about identity, our personal power, the way we wield our power in the world, and just kind of how we individuate, therefore what our motives are. So we're going to be looking at our motives. It says a merry motive, which means we want good things. There's a lot of goodwill this week, a lot of goodwill. The motive is goodness. So if you look at the little stars hanging, I love Jenna's art for this particular deck. It's just so beautiful, and it really portrayed what we wanted to say, which was like, hey, we want good for all. Now, that's a great place to start. But now let's find out what crosses us. Now, this card represents either the obstacle that could befall all of us that we were pushing up against, or the thing that's going to help us over whatever kind of hump in the road shows up for us, or hole in the road, whatever it is. Oh, willing release. So this is our merry motive is contingent on how willing we are to surrender. This is card 49. It represents spirit. Because it's a challenge, it tells us that we have no control, even if we want the best for other people, even if we have the best motives on the planet. We have absolutely no control over how anybody receives our goodwill. We have no control over what happens in the immediate world or surroundings, and our attachment to outcomes could undo us. That's really important for us to recognize that. And it does sound a little contradictory because I believe that we are powerful co-creators with our partnership with spirit. But this is saying, no, yeah, but you have to let me do my part, which is spirit. So you've got to surrender. Stop holding on tight to how you want things to be. You can have great motives, surrender the outcome, not your business. Okay, that's a hard one to do when we want the best for people that we love, particularly, or really looking forward to a vaccine or no vaccine, whatever it is your thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'll be better when this happens. And this is saying, nope, it's really awesome for you to have these desires and these commitments and intentions, but you got to surrender them to spirit. Otherwise, you'll get into trouble. Okay, so what's at the foundation? Let's see if we have any cracks in the foundation we need to repair, or what's really helping us be stable right now. So this card represents the stabilizing force that's impacting us right now. Love it, love it. So this is the second energy, and it's about intimate connections with others and boundaries. This says bearing fruit. So at the foundation, we can see in our world everything that's been going on already that we've been working towards. And we're seeing evidence that these good things, these good motives, these good choices that we're starting to make and the changes that we're making are going to show up in our outer world. And this is really good. But also it tells us that if you see something in your outer world that you are in disagreement with, or that you are feeling somehow, and this is your world and a result of your choices, not about anybody else's choices. Your response to those, to other people, places, and things are on, I guess I would say, we're making sure that we're looking at those, okay? So if we see things that are like, oh, I've done everything I could and it's still not working, You got to let go. That's what the willing release card is. So that could be troublesome this week, but really we're on the right track. So again, keep surrendering, recognize that good things are happening and have happened, and look for those things. And you'll start to recognize if there is a small crack in the foundation, it's likely because of your perception or perspective or unmet things that are unmet in your psyche. You're saying like, it should have been this way, right? So you got to really watch that this week. Now, what have we just learned and what's informing us today? Birds of a feather. Awesome. Okay, so card number 25 is about the energy of the heart. So the stories that we tell about the heart, and the heart is about unconditional love, and it's also about really beautiful community. And it says we have started to determine who we belong to, where we belong, and who are we in alignment with and who we are not in alignment with. And it doesn't say here to ignore those we're not in alignment with. That's not about that. It's really, we have to learn all kinds of different ways to be in the world. So choose, you've definitely learned, I belong here and I feel really good. And then, maybe I could learn something from the others or not, but this is part of Birds of a Feather. It's also about, what's going on over there? I know where I belong because I feel very rooted and grounded and I've got my people, but let me see what else I could learn. And it's a warning as well, too, not to get stuck in an echo chamber or in a vacuum, right? Where you're only hearing. It's kind of weird, too. I don't know if this happened to you. The other day, I was saying something to somebody over the phone about a particular shoe I like, which is by Jeffrey Campbell. So I said Jeffrey Campbell to my friend because I like platform shoes. So, and I swear to God, I never clicked on a link on my computer. And all of a sudden, a couple hours later, there was an ad for this Jeffrey Campbell shoes. And so my point is that even on your computer, and I mean, that was so weird, but your computer will show you what it thinks you want. Those algorithms. So everything gets so narrow. If you're not looking at anything else other than what you already believe or what you're looking for, it's just like the reticular activating system of the brain that you guys have heard me talk about a million times. It's like, it's going to make your eyes only look for what you know already. That's a dangerous thing. You want to stay open. Even if you don't agree with certain things, it's a good thing to stay open and not allow your world to be too narrow, okay? And that could be also the bearing fruit piece. We'll say, hey, maybe I need to expand my world a little bit. Might be a little tight in here. Now let's look at what crowns us. I love this card. This card kind of tells us what's the highest we can expect right now in the collective. Like what's the... what are the angels and guides in there, telling us, exposed and revealed. So shame is the shadow of the third energy. And shame happens when you think you're supposed to know something and you don't. And you're like, oh my God, how did I not know that? And a lot of us are having identity crises. This is the card of identity, right? So you have to know that as we make changes in this world, we aren't going to know what to do next. And maybe things will be revealed to us that we feel ashamed because we didn't see it before, or it was in our face the whole time, we didn't notice. Whatever that means to you, that the shame piece is going to bind you and not allow you to grow. So this is a warning that your shame, even though I always believe that there's nothing is wasted, but it is an indicator that you need to do a little bit more work on loving yourself and on recognizing that no one knows. We're all in uncharted waters right now. You're not expected to. And if you are seeing something, you have an opportunity to make changes that are really good. So recognize that the changes that are going on for everybody right now are not easy, and that's okay. Now, so that's a warning about judgment. So let's do a judgment detox, as Gabby Bernstein says. I actually love that. Her book was called Judgment Detox. Okay, now let's look around the corner. So what's coming up for us? Now, the next 5 cards, so this card here that I put is going to give us a next right action. Right? So what are we pushed towards doing? And then the next 4 cards after that are going to be experiences that are coming to us right now for us to grow, right? So what's around the corner? Here we go. Ooh, love it. Self-care, body and soul. So card number 5 is in the first energy about staying grounded and recognizing that your body needs care. And so even though we are spiritual beings having a spiritual beings having a human experience, we don't look just to our spirituality. We have to take care of our bodies. We have to make sure that we eat. So hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. Those are the 4 things to take a look at. Halt. And to say, am I eating correctly? Am I taking care of me? Am I taking breaks if I can? And can I get somebody to help me with the kids? Or is there something that I could do to make my day a little easier? And for people who find it really hard to ask for help, who are used to being the ones who are carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, this is a tough one. But it is something now that mustn't be looked at as a luxury. It needs to be addressed as more of a practice. So this is also what's coming up. And I think the collective is starting to get that this isn't just for elite people to sit in bubble baths, right? This isn't it. It's really about, for you to have a healthy spirit and a healthy heart. Your body needs to be healthy, and you do need to take breaks here and there, especially off the internet, right? That's a big drain, big drain, especially when it asks you to go shopping. Couldn't believe that with the shoes. I'm telling you, I was like, how did it know? Like, that's very weird. Okay. But I'm not afraid of anything, so I don't care what they see. If I talk about something in the house, it's like, there's nothing I'm afraid of them listening in on. I don't really do anything. I'm pretty boring. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Okay, so I'm going to do these in a row, and I'm going to tell you the story. Okay, here we go. Oh, nice. Okay. Awakening genius. Yay. So right now, and this is from the 5th energy that about how we express ourselves, this is an epiphany. Okay, this is an epiphany that's going to happen as we look at the good intentions, the odd time we're going to bump into ourselves and go, oh, I wish I'd known that, or whatever. And with asking ourselves not to judge ourselves, take better care of ourselves, recognize that we're seeing evidence already of good things, focusing on those good things, not bypassing the shadow, but recognizing, learning also not to stay in a vacuum, not to stay in an echo chamber, being a little bit more open to other ways and other things and other stories, right? You know where you belong, and you want to hear and see what others think. That's how we learn. And as a result of that, we are having this big awakening right now. Now, I always look at this card, too, as seeing the wisdom that comes in through that. When Uranus, Aquarius has been very active with us since the beginning of the year. So this is very much like that planet Uranus that comes in with a lightning bolt and goes, "Bata!" Right? And you're like, wow, I can innovate something. So really good ideas. Whenever I see this card with this card, Great and Full also, I think there's some kind of a new development. And I'll make the prediction that something is going to be invented or discovered, this week that's like, ooh, something happens to help us. So something happens. There's a download in the collective that actually helps keep us safe. And so that we are able to be full, right? To be full. Now, Waking the Lion is about courage. That's also really good. So we have courage. We can make the right choices. We can see ourselves with a different perspective. So Waking the Lion is about the third. No, what color is that? It's the 3rd energy. I should know. I made the cards. Yes. So it's about being brave to be yourself, to be able to share what is true for you, and also going back to that 2nd energy about boundary setting, about being really clear about your boundaries and being able to express them without any, being brave, but not being too scared, right? So it's like, I can do this. And lovely Roots of Abundance is the last card. Again, in the collective, we start to feel safer somehow. This is an interesting card. Roots of Abundance are about knowing that, even though our memories, because we're memory-based creatures, right? Our memories tell us only what we know already. But this is saying, but we're going to see all these new things revealed. I'm like, oh. And then we're going to recognize, even though we couldn't see it in the beginning and we think we're supposed to know, but we don't, right? So we don't want to judge ourselves. but something occurs and we're like, wow, there's more evidence that this is a universe that is fully abundant, and it is our experience that is our greatest currency. And how we make things mean, or what we make things mean, are really, really important for you to look at in terms of the Merry motive that we began with too this week. Okay, that's a lot of information, but I hope you got the gist of it this week. I think it's a beautiful week for us. Again, it's a little bit of a week to do some self-inventory and make sure that we don't go into the shoulda, woulda, coulda mode, because everything is really beginning to look right again. And we have the willing release. It's like surrender the results, surrender your timetable, just keep surrendering. You know, thy will be done through me, or thy will, not mine, be done. As I always say too, that relieve me of the bondage of self so that I may better do thy will be done through me. So that's also, again, this constant reminder that who's large and in charge? Not I. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow for the Astro Oracle reading. And don't forget, we have that fantastic quiz. All right. Subscribe to my channel, click on that, you'll see a little thing, and then it'll come up, and then you'll get my videos. Most importantly, take the quiz. If you are interested in what's happening to you right now as you move into spring, we want to do a little spring cleaning of our energy, not just the clutter in the house, the clutter in your energy system. We figure out how to do that. Take the quiz and you'll find out where you need more love, okay? Don't forget to leave a comment. We love reading them. Take care.